Tonight, you'll see what I'm talking about. We go through some recent examples in a little segment we're going to call Buried in the Back Pages. For example, you'll see what I'm talking about in just a second. I saw this front page story in a New York paper recently. Look at this. Americans getting more sleep was the headline. And I was like, that's kind of interesting,
yeah, okay,
I guess, but I was
deal.
wondering why that's happening. Then this back page story really explained it. Gore and Bradley debate again. See? That's sort of the pattern.
Together.
Now you see what I'm doing.
You see?
I'm a rascal. Check out this front page headline. It says, millions in federal funds missing.
Wow.
And I thought, that's kind of interesting. Like, what happened here? Then this story on the back page explained it all. Tunnel from White House to Hooters uncovered. Which would be expensive, I guess.
Yeah.
You got to admire his initiative.
I think that's just to keep the wings coming in.
Right, yeah.
Not him coming out.
No, exactly. It's very good of you to think that way. This is a front page story in a New York paper. It says, sales of widescreen TVs way up. And I was wondering, like, what's going on here? But if you look at the back section, the entertainment section, it explains everything. Look at that. Jennifer Lopez's special airs tonight. Because she's got a big ass. Okay. Let's check out this next headline. I am going to hell, Andy. Oh, here's one. It says, Texas authorities confiscate massive cocaine shipment. I guess there was a massive cocaine shipment in Texas. But then you look in the back and you find out what's behind it all. It says, George W. Bush unveils plans to campaign for 2,000 straight hours prior to election night. And,
Party.
yeah. that was convincing.
It seems like that's the thing to say.
Yeah.
Party.
But not like that.
Yeah.
Okay. This is a little story from a newspaper in Minnesota that I thought was interesting. Minnesota researchers, no progress in prevention of Tourette's syndrome. And then I looked at this back page story and it explained it all. Governor Ventura vows revenge on the handicapped. Very odd man.
Very strange.
See? We must pity him.
Yeah, I see the connection.
Yeah.
It's not his fault.
This is a big front page story from a little while back. Check it out. It says, biologists announced they can make mice smarter. But of course, then you really, get to the back page and you see this story. It explains it all. Steven Seagal arrested for breaking into lab in mouse costume. Wait a minute. I didn't think that one would do great. I just loved that photo. That's why I insisted. Isn't that just love? That's an actual photo. Yeah. I didn't.
I think people didn't laugh because they just respect his attempts to better himself.
Nicely done. This is from a Hollywood trade paper. You want to check this out. Interesting. It says, of course, everyone knows this now, Matthew McConaughey arrested on charges of marijuana possession. But what we find in the back of the paper explains a lot. It says, Costner won't say which friend advised him to make futuristic movie about post office. See? I saw this in the paper. You're going to like this. It says, Ally McBeal to experiment with lesbian kiss in tonight's episode. Of course, a big story, right?
Especially in Boston.
Yeah, in Boston. It was a huge story.
Front page.
Ally McBeal to experiment with lesbian kiss in tonight's episode. It's a quiet town, Boston. But anyway, so they're talking about the lesbian kiss. But check out this story buried in the back pages. Study, men's saliva has more calories than women's. Which I thought was... All right. And finally, it's always kind of strange to see stories about yourself in the press. I've never quite gotten used to it. This was, of course, in the Boston paper as well. Man, what the hell's going on in Boston? Nothing. Man, Boston Globe, get it together. Anyway, it is still weird after all these years for me to see stories about myself in the press, even in Boston where I'm from. It says late night to do week of shows from L.A. And sometimes the front page does tell you all you need to know, and so I think we should just move on from that one.
Whoa.
What?
Wait, the whole bit we've been doing is about looking at the back pages.
I'm just doing a week of shows from L.A. I don't think we have to go any further than that. I don't think we need to...
No, come on, let's see the back page. Beverly Hills Doc claims he can cure impotence in 7 days.
Thank you.
That just means come November 15th, look out.
Yeah! It's not gonna work. All right, well, listen, we're gonna take a little break right now. You have to stick around. This guy, I don't think technically is old enough to handle these animals. Mm-hmm. And I think this whole next segment will be shown on the Fox When Animals Attack series in a week, and you'll see it here first. Jared Miller coming up. Stick around.
From the writers of late night, it's the roadmap for the 21st century. Buy your copy wherever paperbacks are sold.